Hey friends, it is firewood cutting season. So I grabbed the 576 XPG today, G for generator. Although I do not have a heated wrap. I wonder if I could find a heated wrap for this auto tune. You guys have seen this before. Got the 268 going here again. Holtz Forma bar. I'm still testing this bar. I sharpened her. You can see now it's more of a conventional. I had to hit these gullets real hard. Someone said these are square ground. Yeah, kinda, sorta, but not really. I don't know if these were misground or what the deal is, but, and I did drop the rakers. The rakers weren't as high as I thought they were. So let's give this thing another run. Chain is nice and tight again. Okay, so just cutting firewood today. So I'll be in and out, and I'll do some falling, and let's put some more time on this here vintage power saw. I got this thing limbed, and we're going to take this one down. Again, another dead spruce. Seems to be a common theme here. I'll do my notch, get this thing aimed up good, and we'll send it. Now I'm probably going to high stump this. It's starting to crack in the back. It's pretty straight up and down. It wants to go that way, so we'll bang it over if needs be. See, did you hear her stall there, friends? She's starting to break in. That's the sheer sign. Hear how the saw suddenly got rich there on the bottom? That's a sheer sign. I bet you these rings are now seated. Okay. to go. There we go, friends. Now, friends, you hear how this thing suddenly got rich there? That's a sign, okay? They'll do that when the rings seat. Now, friends, I forgot my tuning screwdriver in the shop. So, let's stump this, and I brought another saw, don't you worry. Tin Man never runs a one saw plan, but, okay? There you go, friends. She's rich. She's rich. She's famous. She's a 268. I think I just hit another nail, friends. Did you guys hear that? It was like, yeah, look, chip, chip. Friends, and I just sharpened this. See that? Oh, yeah. I hit something. Question is what? Keep hitting things lately. Anyhow, friends, I wanted you guys to hear that. I wanted to catch it on camera. Every inch, every minute of runtime on this saw has been filmed. Go back to the cut. You guys hear it. It's idling fine, and then it goes, blah, 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 and it dies. It's too rich on the bottom. Now, the question is, what's the deal there? Yeah, look, there's another one toast. Okay. Right there. So when your rings are not seated, you're getting blow by, okay? Just like having worn rings in an engine. The gas in the bottom end is blowing by the top on the downstroke until the transfers are open, right? And on the upstroke under compression, what is it doing? It's leaking compression past the rings before the spark plug fires, which is fine, right? So what ends up happening, the saw will be a little lean because you're leaking some of that charge past the rings. Well, so what do you end up doing? You tune the saw a little richer on the bottom to make it idle and a little richer on the top to make it idle or to make it cut nice. But the minute those rings go shook and they're, broken in, you now have a saw that's too rich and it'll just randomly happen. It's usually the low end I find needs tuning. So I'm always trying to share my experience with you guys. I get so many emails that, how do you know when a saw's broken in? Oh yeah, I absolutely destroyed this chain, friends. It was cut nice. So anyhow, friends, that's a sign that a saw is broken in. Usually the compression will come up. Now, this doesn't mean that this saw is done building compression, because it's not. For instance, that Super Pro 70 I sent Buckin was not a compression powerhouse when I sent it to him. It wasn't fully broken in. I put 5-6 tanks through it. He sent it back to me. Well, the first time I pulled it over, I went, wow, did the compression come up? Well, he put more time on that saw. So anyhow, friends, let's grab an auto tune saw. Well, why not? Okay, 576 stock Holtz form of chain. I have not touched this chain. Auto tune. Okay, friends, here is that is the stock profile on the chain. It is kind of a square grind, but not, it is, but it isn't, if that makes sense. I would call it more of a square grind than a round grind. It doesn't cut like a square grind though. It's not particularly fast out of the box. Okay, now here, this one I have filed just a regular tooth. I could hook this a lot more for this kind of wood. In the summer, if the sap was flowing, like spring cutting this kind of wood, if this wood was green, I would hook this more and it would cut like a banshee. I do that from time to time, but I lose some longevity. So, okay, so I couple strokes with the file. This chain definitely stretched again. This one did not, but again, we didn't use it much. So I'm gonna say this thing's pretty much broken in. I mean, and they continually to get better over a month or two is what I find, but I like to make sure my saws have enough runtime. Unless the guy getting it is a seasoned cutter or a guy that lives on a saw, then it's like, who am I to tell him how to break in a saw? But we still don't know who's getting this saw, friends. So I'll do my diligence, do that little bit of extra work, and then the saw's even better and everybody's happy. Okay, friends, got a nice little load here. It's lunchtime. The Tin Man on his day off before lunch. This is how I like to cut, friends. 1 tree a day. Just take one down, fill my truck up, drive home, and keeps me active without, you know, overdoing it. And now we'll go eat lunch. Really like this truck, friends. Really like this truck. I needed one of these for years. I love winter on the prairies. A lot of that snow's melted. Hey, friends. Well, there you go. Second run of those chains. Not bad. Not bad. They're not terrible. They definitely sharpened nice. That chain cut pretty good after I sharpened it. I'm trying to keep you guys out of the light here. I'm doing a brisk 30 mile an hour. When you drive a farmer's truck, friend, you drive like a farmer. You guys know what I'm talking about. Not in a hurry. Yeah, chains aren't bad. Bars are a little floppy for my liking, but again, friends, if you're a fella who's just cutting firewood like I just did there, they're fine. They really are. We'll see how long those bars last, but all in all, they're not too bad. Anyhow, friends, I'm gonna go home and eat some lunch, and then I got some power saw work to do. Thanks for hanging out here, friends. I'll catch you guys in a couple days. Later.